You go to sign it, and it's in my car. I mean, in my car. Because now I have to, now you gotta have something right. I was so proud of the little here. And then we rode at Christie's car, and I'll tell you. She's back in my mouth. I'll just watch it. I'll do my dribble. I gotta remember now, I'm about 7. Just watch what you say to me. And he says, he says, put it out. Put it out.
We're done before. Yeah, we done.
Let's pray. Most kind, gracious Father, Lord, we thank you for the day and all the many blessings of life, Lord. Thank you for the battles and the struggles. God, I just pray that you'll be with this body of commissioners as they get ready to take on the business at hand. Be with each and every one that gathers and take them back to their prospective place of dwelling, Lord. Just ask that you'll continue to bless our nation and our county. For it's in Jesus Christ's name I pray. Amen.
Join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Steve Parker. Here. Shane Bowman. Greg Brooks.
Here.
Danny Carver.
Here.
Debbie Davis.
Here.
Butch Davis.
Here.
Christy Harden. Here. Kelly Morgan. Here. John Pippinger.
Here.
Samantha Trent. Here.
First is approval of minutes from previous meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second. Got a motion by Samantha, second by John Hoyt. Any discussion? Roll call.
Keith Parker.
Yes.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Danny Carver.
Yes.
Debbie Davis.
Yes.
Butch Davis.
Yes.
Christy Harden. Yes. Kelly Morgan.
Yes.
John Pippinger.
Yes.
Samantha Trent. Yes.
Next is approval of notaries.
Motion to.
We got Jennifer Foster. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped number 2. This is the first meeting as chairman. Approval reports of office.
Motion to approve.
Second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Keith Parker.
Yes.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Danny Carver.
Yes.
Debbie Davis.
Yes.
Mush Davis.
Yes.
Christy Harden. Yes. Kelly Morgan.
Yes.
John Pippinger.
Yes.
Samantha Trent. Yes.
Now, approval of notaries. We've got 4, Jennifer Foster, Annie Henderson, Jennifer Maxwell, and Rachel Kelly.
Motion to approve.
Second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Keith Parker.
Yes.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Danny Carver.
Yes.
Debbie Davis.
Yes.
Mush Davis.
Yes.
Christy Harden. Yes. Kelly Morgan.
Yes.
John Pippinger.
Yes.
Samantha Trent. Yes.
We got no budget amendments from the school board. we're gonna skip forward and do the bulletproof vest. They need to be done, the resolution for the budget amendment, so we're gonna move it up. That is number, yeah, 19, we're gonna move 19 up before the budget amendment. That's the bulletproof vest. Robin, you got that on you?
Yes, there's only one bid turned in.
That's what I'm looking for. Get ready.
It was just RFP.
So we had one person found in bid?
Yes, there was only one bid submitted.
It was,
GTs.
yeah. I need it back.
Since there's just one bid, are y'all happy with these? They meet y'all's criteria?
What's the monthly amount, Brooks? GTs for how much?
GT distributors, the total is $38,157.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion by John Orr, second by Kelly. Any more discussion on the bid?
Are these the ones that come through that grant?
Usually, the grant has been coming out, we've waited, our best actually expired in January. We've been trying to hold off, and hopefully, we were told that if the grant does come out in the next few months, that we can get reimbursed 50%. I can't guarantee that, but that's fed level.
Your vest are expired, is that correct?
Yes.
Any more discussion? Roll call.
Keith Parker,
Yes.
Greg Brooks,
Yes.
Danny Carver,
Yes.
Debbie Davis,
Yes.
Mush Davis.
Yes.
Christie Harden. Yes. Kelly Morgan.
Yes.
John Kipinger.
Yes.
Samantha Trent. Yes.
Next, we'll go back, we don't have any from the school board, and we'll go back to our budget amendments. We've got, how many total?
8 and 15.
Now, we've got one that's dependent on the resolution.
No, that's number 14.
Number 14 is dependent on the resolution.
You want to do number 14?
You want to go into the resolution?
I don't
Yeah,
know. Do you have a resolution? It was just a letter with it.
It was a letter. Yes, I
But it don't matter if we do it now. First.
And then it's not a resolution, it's just a letter, wasn't it, Robin? It's just a letter with that number 14 budget amendment. The food,
Yeah, the food insecurity, yeah, that'll have to be in the suspension of those because it didn't make it. We didn't have all the information available at the time of the package.
Is that the Republic contract?
No,
Number 14?
no, number 14 should be the food insecurity.
this is budget amendment number 14, not item 14. So you'll just have to skip
We'll have to suspend
budget.
for
Yeah, so we're going to do the budget
Be in the
amendment.
suspension.
everything but
All but
14.
All right, and sometimes when we got a long agenda, instead of reading all the budget amendments, if anybody's got any questions about them, and anybody in the audience wants to see them,
Can you just give us a flavor or an idea of what you're moving and why you're moving it?
yeah, I got copies of all of them, and I'll read them if you want me to.
I'm not asking you to read them line for line, I'm just asking, what's the process, because we all go through this every month. And I think a lot of people that sit out here have no idea what you're doing. And so can you just give us an idea of why is this necessary, that you do this every month?
All right, every year we set the budget, we put money in certain lines, and it's basically a guess, an estimate what they're gonna use, and as the year goes on, they might use more out of one line than they thought, and use less out of another line than anticipated. And as the year goes on, you can see what lines are getting used more, and which ones are getting used less than our estimate. And it's just simply moving money from one line to the other, like if one's, they spent more than they thought, like say, for furniture and fixtures, and which is very low, which is an example. And say they're not used as much as if they thought, And then another line comes up short, you can just transfer the money, but it's necessary to do, so everybody's accountable for it.
Does Robbie or anybody else at his level have any authority to move money or spend money without going through this process?
No.
Okay,
But now if the money's in an expenditure line, absolutely.
right, if they're spending it out of the line
Out
that
of
it's
their-
But it's
budgeted
supposed
in.
to be.
But as far as moving it around, we have to do a budget.
Okay, thank you.
Do you want, anybody want copies of them?
I'll take a copy of it. I asked a stupid question, I at least ought to read it.
I can look at it, but, what it do is say where it's coming from, and then we'll remove it.
Two.
Okay, there you go, I give you all of it. How many we got?
There's, oh, yeah, I would have it. I had it out today.
This one here?
All right, thank you.
Any more questions on the budget amendment?
Let's make a motion to approve August 14.
Second.
Got a motion by John Hoyt, second by Debbie to approve all budget amendments, exception number 14. Any more discussion?
Tim, I do have a question on this library stuff. What you're moving over, is this to buy supplies, or are you guys hiring someone to clean the library?
We actually, for the past, I'd say probably a year, we hadn't had a custodial person, so that money is gonna be to pay a custodial person.
Okay. So are they just gonna be someone that you got,
Yeah, it's one of our employees, they needed extra money, so they're gonna be our janitor as well.
That's kind of a good example to answer his question too, about how the budget amendments work.
because it's coming out of the line, see where it says it's coming out of the line for the library, books and media?
Which one is that?
It's gonna be number 8. General 101, number 8. You see at the top right-hand corner?
Oh, yeah, that's number 8.
So it's coming out of your books and your media, and they're putting it over there to pay for a. So what are you gonna do if you need books and media?
So we're good.
How often are they gonna clean, Tim?
I'd have to get with the board.
Just as needed?
Like I said, it's been about a year since we've had a custodian there. It'd be maybe 2 times of light cleaning a week, and 1 good deep clean per month.
So it would be $960 a month if you have the deep cleaning,
No,
or,
No.
that's for the
That's
yearly,
Yeah,
that's for the whole
yeah,
year.
yeah.
But what did you
I
say?
know that for sure,
What
but I
did
was
you
like,
say
I don't
about the
think
month?
About one good deep cleaning per month, but maybe a couple of times a week. Their employees, they church up after themselves as well, so.
Okay, yeah, that, I couldn't hear it all, so, well, I stopped short this, ain't gonna be a month.
I was like,
Yeah, okay.
I'll apply for it.
it's like we'll all do
Yes.
that.
Any more discussion? Roll call.
Keith Parker,
Yes.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Danny Carver,
Yes.
Debbie Davis.
Yes.
Mush Davis.
Yes.
Chrissy Harden. Yes. Kelly Morgan. Yes. John Kipinger.
Yes.
Samantha Trent.
Yes.
Next is county attorney account.
116. Yeah, we got, I added that to your agenda.
The budget amendment.
Yeah.
I thought we was gonna do it with it.
No, this is different.
Okay. We got one more budget amendment. I'll read it since there's just one of them. Purpose of the amendment is, it's in, from the sanitation fund, to allocate funds for bid approval for concrete work and compactor. The source of the funds will be undesignated sanitation fund balance in the amount of $53,174. And it's going into the sanitation waste equipment line in the amount of $23,174. And sanitation contracted services amount of $10,000. And the total budget amendment is $53,174.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I'm sorry, that was 30,000, second one, not 10,000. I'm doing my math. So it's 30,000 for the sanitation contracting services, and then the total is 53,174.
They're even there. Like I said, they didn't do both sides. Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
Motion by John Horton, second by Mush. Any more discussion? Roll call.
Keith Parker.
Yes.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Danny Carver.
Yes.
Debbie Davis.
Yes.
Mush Davis.
Yes.
Christie Harden. Yes. Kelly Morgan.
Yes.
John Kipinger.
Yes.
Samantha Trent.
Yes.
Next is county attorney appointment.
Robbie, do you have anybody put in for that, or?
I have not. I know we talked about this before, and it's my understanding the way that both the attorneys in which we have right now would like to stay the way that it is. I know I've heard some on the commission that says they'd like to have one attorney set aside. I think everybody knows kind of what we're facing as far as legal issues go. Can't help but think to keep the law office, Logan and Thompson on to do any and everything that we can, and to keep Eric like he has been to do more of our property transfer. But you all as a commission have that authority to keep two or do one. I'll work with whatever you all so choose. Or if you all want to look around, I know I was approached, but I was approached by another that had said if the county ever did need anything, that they would be willing to do so or turn in an application if he needed to do that. But I don't know as far as how much litigation that other one could do.
Well, we definitely need to keep our litigation attorneys around for the next 6 or 8 months anyway.
The check, has he gone yet?
Not yet.
He's still down.
He's leaving in December.
Yeah, I think so.
Dean's trying to find somebody.
They have somebody.
So, I mean, and I can do whichever. If y'all want me to look to bring another attorney before you all, however you all want to do. But I would definitely look to keep Logan and Thompson on like they are. And then if you all want to keep Eric on, or if you want to look further, that would be something that I'm willing to do for this commission.
I'll make a motion to keep Logan Thompson on for litigation.
I'll second.
Look for,
And I will bring those, we can put that out, I'm sure, in the paper as well. I'll talk to the other individuals and I'll bring the resume. And I'll get it to you all as body commissioners as soon as I do.
He already had a second.
Roll call.
Keith Parker.
yes.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Danny Carver.
Yes.
Debbie Davis.
Yes.
Mush Davis.
Yes.
Christie Harden. Yes. Kelly Morgan.
Pass.
John Kipinger.
Yes.
Samantha Trent.
Yes.
One notation on that, the private act, dealing with the attorney, that means that the county executive does have full power by the commission for any general attorney use. It goes back to you, Robbie. So, until the commission hires somebody to fill that position.
Next is the boat ramp at Campbell Cove. This is from the September meeting.
You got anything on it, Robbie?
I sent the application from TDEC to Roy. I've not spoken to Roy in the last couple of days, but he did have some questions and concerns. When he came and spoke to me approximately 2 weeks ago, 3, and everything that he had questions and concerns about would be in that application for what's going to be done or what needs to be done. So it was my understanding whenever he left that he would go ahead and fill that out. And of course, on our side, we would be the ones that would pay for that application for him to see as far as what all worked. He just had some basic questions like, could the debris be stored on site? And that way it wasn't trucked out and drove through the roads and then through the area. So it was just some minor concerns that he'd had, but he was gonna get with TDEC and see, but I've not spoken to him since.
So is this the same issue we had in 2023? I'm confused.
Yes, it's the same boat ramp, different issue. So in 2023, what it was, the county was accused of pushing and dumping this debris, but it was not the county. And so when the complaint was turned into TDEC, it was turned in on the county side. And so the county had to do something to show that it was not liable and that, or that we could try to make that repair. So when we put that bid out and it came back at the 200,000, whatever that was, it was just so much, there's no way that the county could afford to do that at that time, to dredge it, because that's what they were saying. But what Lush had brought up was just about the fact of clearing out around. TDEC says that it is able to be done, and if the county can do it through our interlocal agreement with our road superintendent or our road department, then yes, it would be a lot cheaper on the county side. But the original complaint was to dredge it all the way out and around, and it was just gonna cost so much more.
I was just confused because the last I remember when we talked about it in 23 was, let's not talk about it, we had to go through the attorney. And so I was trying to figure out what happened
Correct.
to where it,
Correct, that was
now
whenever
it's
that,
okay.
yes, that was whenever that complainant had threatened legal matters against, not only myself, but
That's why I
other.
was asking, I was like, is this different?
Correct.
So,
In other words, me and that resident, we did talk until he said that he was going to pursue a suit against the county. And then once that happened, I had to get the county attorneys involved, because when that terminology comes out, we can't talk anymore.
so it is county owned.
Correct, this part would be, yes. We're just trying to clean it up, just so it can be used not only for a boat ramp, some of the other ideas that, I mean, I reckon, and I'm not being mean, but those on the east side have told me that before it was actually used as a place for baptisms.
Yeah.
And so,
It was at one time.
if the county's doing this, I think that it ought to be open once again for the churches in the area to be able to do baptisms if they so choose.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask, because, you know, you hear some say it's not, it is, it's not, it is. So can we put a sign that says that's county?
Oh, that's
Public?
county, that's a county.
I mean, we don't have a sign up there now though, right?
No, because there's been a lot of people throughout the
Not
years
about 20 years.
that thought it was
You know, it says
private,
it's.
and they were told by residents it was private.
Now, there's a sign at the boat ramp today that was put up by Seabud, that tells boaters that they have to use an electric motor only. They can't use
Right.
gas motors on the lake. But there's no other signage there that I know of, and I live there, that says this is Polk County property or anything like that. That is an ongoing issue that, any way we can clarify that, because what I believe, you'll tell me if I'm wrong, that the county owns the lake,
Yeah.
to include that boat ramp area that's gravelled in and it's got the silt in front of it. The water company, or the Seabud, controls the water in the lake, but the county itself owns the land under the lake and the dam and everything else. So that's what we believe to be true.
So at some point in time, we can talk about that, or, I mean, just so that everybody knows that if they can use
There
it.
was a sign back 25 years ago with
I don't think
Polk
that's
County
not.
property.
Yeah.
It's gone, I mean.
Right.
Just saying.
that-
Yeah, I mean, if taxpayer dollars is keeping this up, I want the taxpayers to know that they can use it. That's why I ain't gonna use it, but I want everybody that needs or wants to use it to know they can. You know, that's my thing.
Yep, mine too.
Yeah, I've been asked about 4 times this week about that program.
Yeah.
With
Okay.
different people. Where is it at? We're working on it.
They're excited.
That it on the boat ramp?
Yes, sir, that's it.
Right. Next is ADA compliance from the September meeting.
That is my fault, that should have come off, they're gonna come in November. I didn't get it to Jackie in time, they'll be at our November meeting.
This is a good time though to mention, Robbie, December 5th, is that correct on the,
I'm waiting to hear back from Rohan to confirm, but we are tentatively planning December the 5th. There has to be a 30-day publication for any, I think it's grievances to be aired. And so there is a 30-day window once that's made known. So for 30 days, that will be in paper general circulation. But we are looking to set that date as December the 5th.
and that'll be a meeting on ADA compliance for the county.
Correct, at the courthouse in Benton.
All right, we'll put that off for November meeting. Number 9, East Polk Fire Department, Munch Station.
Yeah, I didn't know they changed the name, it's called Replacement Fire Department now. Marty, you got it.
Yes, sir. Copper Basin Fire Department would like to ask the commission consider doing a one-time additional funding to the fire department in the amount of $20,000 for vehicle maintenance. As you know, the average age of our fire engines are about 30 to 35 years old each. We went and had, as required, we had pump tests done recently, and 4 of the 5 engines didn't pass, so there's work that has to be done to bring them up to standards so that they count as fire engines. And we also looked at talking to the mechanics that really went over these things. We don't have history. A lot of these trucks were bought used. You know, we're buying trucks. 2 of our trucks were bought for $3,400 a piece. We don't know when the last time the oil change or any preventive maintenance was done on those. So what we're asking for off this, I've actually got 3 requests tonight. The first request is that if you would fund an additional $20,000 to go specifically for vehicle maintenance. And for the audience, these trucks are all owned by the county, so it's county money repairing county trucks. I can tell you second and third real quick. Second is 2 engines that we currently have reached end of life. The engine that's at Station 5 out on the end of Grassy Creek, transmission starting to go out again. The repairs are far more than what the truck is valued at. We have a second engine that's an old Ford that was donated to us by Peachtree Fire Department 2 years ago. It's leaking heavy transmission fluid out the bottom. Same thing, it was a free truck, but it's just the maintenance on that is far more than what the truck is valued. So the second issue is we would like to ask the county and work through the executive to put those 2 trucks up on surplus for gov deals and see if we can sell them, get some money to come back into account. Which then comes to the third is this council spoke a few years ago that if we could sell all the trucks behind this building here, that money would go into an account to help us purchase other trucks. We've successfully sold those. We have about $31,000 just over that we've set aside for that. And so what we would like to do is take those dollars, working through the executive, and start trying to find some engines to replace these that we need to surplus. So those are the 3 requests tonight, all based on vehicle fleet maintenance. And you know, the thing, I don't know if anybody's been watching what's going on in Washington right now with the cost of fire engines. The average cost of a fire engine now new is about $1.1 million. Most of our trucks were purchased, 2 of them were purchased for $3,400 a piece. 1 was purchased for $7,500. The most expensive truck and the best truck by far is the one that the commission just purchased here recently for $25,000. But this county does an excellent job at really getting good deals on these trucks and not spending the exorbitant amounts that other people are expending. But the reality is when we buy older trucks, our vehicle maintenance is going to be higher than what a new truck would have. So that's where this request comes from.
Who would be doing the work on
When did you get this done?
We've got a company, it's a mobile company called Brindle Mountain. I believe it's out of Alabama. And they come up and they will do the pump work and all the maintenance issues and all. We don't have anyone local that can do pump and pump certifications and maintenance on these, but Brindle Mountain is the company we would use.
Are they the ones that did the pump test that you told us last month?
Yes, sir.
Same company?
Yes, sir.
How much do you have in your budget right now?
Vehicle maintenance right now, we have about just over $6,000.
And that's why I'm asking for 20, because that would offset 20 plus the 6 would get us. And if you'll notice, there is an additional funding, line 10 is an additional 5,000 just to get us through the next 7 months or 8 months of this calendar year, or this budget year. So we know there's going to be some maintenance costs that come up naturally, so we're trying to put that in house.
How much was those, is it in here for the valves you was talking about last month?
Well, yes, sir. If you look at number 3, 4, and 5, you can see the cost for number 3, 4, and 5. Those are the repair for the valves. And then also number 1 ties into the valves. A fire engine has to be able to pull a draft in order to pass. If we have to pull water out of a pond or the river or something like that, it has to pull a suction. And in layman's terms, these can't pull a suction anymore. So they have to have maintenance done. Usually there's valves that are sticking just 2 or 3% open. But as we all know, even the smallest place where air can get in, you can't pull a suction on a broken straw. And that's what they've got to go into.
The trucks are not out of service right now, though, right?
They do not, we're using them, but they no longer meet NFPA standards for trucks. If we were to have ISO come in right now, they would not recognize these trucks because they have to have a vacuum.
Right, I recognize that.
We're using them, yes, sir, we're using them right now.
They're in service though, and you can still fill them at a hydrant and things like that.
Yes, sir, we can.
Well, on the valves and stuff, this amount, I mean, I admit I'm clueless about that. I'm not familiar with it, but we've had some on the west side say they do their own for like $700, rebuild their own valves.
Yeah, no, I believe West Polk has a full machine shop, and they've got people that, that's what they did in past lives. They have the mechanical capability in the machine shop to do their own. We don't have that here in Copperhead.
Now, these trucks, are y'all still using them for like LZs and stuff like that?
We use them.
I've been asked about some LZ issues.
Yes, we routinely, if we have an LZ at 68 and 123, for example, out towards Farner, where we land them, we use them there. We used one 2 weeks ago over by the Whitewater Center when we had to land a helicopter there. So yes, we still routinely land helicopters with LZ.
Okay, do y'all still use the hospital?
No, we use the airport. That's where we request them to go.
Why do we not use the hospital anymore?
We sat down, we looked at our landing zones for this area, and about 2 years ago, we had a rash of helicopter accidents that occurred, and the pilots started requesting that we put fences and lights up at the medical center. They wanted us to expand that and get it within compliance. And their phrase to us was that it doesn't meet the safety standards that they now want. So as we looked at it, we realized that literally you've got an airport that's 2 miles away. And when the helicopters come in to land at the medical center, they come from the east to the west, which means they're circling out over an airport to land at a medical center. So then we asked the pilots, simply put, what's safer, to land at a medical center with a flagpole and a building next to it, or land at an FAA certified airport that already has a fence, already has lights. And the pilots that I spoke to have all said the airport would be far safer. So what we decided is that when we're landing a helicopter on the south end, up here on Highway 64, land at the county airport. If you're landing out towards the river, or if you're landing towards Farner, you land them in the street and we put an LC there.
Well, when I live on the west side, and even I've had people up here talk to me about that. Does all the pilots agree with that, what you just said?
Well, so the pilots, corporate-wise, are not allowed to take a stance. So what happens is, Steve Lofty in his role as EMA, myself, the corporate supervisors for the ambulance service, and the corporate supervisors for the helicopters all met in Benton about 1.5 years ago. We had a discussion, it was an open discussion. The helicopter service said they will land wherever we ask them to land. However, there are some that are safer than others. The ambulance service Atlanta supervisors said they did not want to be in the liability of picking LCs, that would be a fire department decision. We talked through the safety processes of it. We decided here, since that time, some individuals on their own merit have decided that they still want to land at the medical center. And we as a volunteer fire department are not going to go in conflict with them. We just tell them, look, all the safety standards say the airport is a safe place to land, and we stand by that, but if they choose to land somewhere else, they can, and that's what they do. If you think about how helicopters work, and this is what one of the pilots told me, is a helicopter actually gains a lot of advantage if it can take off almost like an airplane. Lean forward, go out, horizontal, get lift. When a helicopter has to lift straight up, that's what puts the most strain on the motors. And simply put, they cannot exceed 80% of power without having to write an exception report. I know there's a lot of detail, but when they're going straight up, they have a limitation as to the amount of power they can use. If you take off from the medical center, you have weight limits that are going to create a problem for them if it's a heavy patient. Whereas if they're at the airport, because they can get a running start along the runway, they can use about 20% less power than they need to go straight up, and therefore they don't put the strain on the helicopter. The second issue is, heaven forbid, if they're taking off or landing, if something goes wrong when they're taking off or landing at the medical center, there's some real tight issues. They've got a flagpole there, they've got a building within 60 feet, and there's just not a lot of places for them to go. If they have a problem coming in or out of the airport, they literally have acreage there that they can land on. So that's where the safety determination comes from. Now, I do know in the past they were asking if we could expand the pad at the medical center. They were asking if we could put more lights on it. They were asking if we could put a fence around it. But all of that just became too costly, and I don't think anybody would want to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Long as you got anything on that?
Pardon?
You got anything to add to that?
No, I just, if and where you're gonna pull it from, just give me some guidance, so that way I can get it pulled. That's what you also choose to do. What line?
What do you think?
AMT committee needs to just go over it closer.
Well, I was just thinking, you mentioned West Polk was able to repair them cheaper, maybe we look into that, because taking out the maintenance, that's $2,130 a valve on 2 trucks and more than that on the third one. So I think we should at least look to see if we can get it done cheaper. So,
You won't have an EMT committee meeting, try to get West Polk to do.
we can do that. Maybe we'll get somebody from there to come talk to us and see if we can get those repaired.
Speaking of committees, I'll have that list tomorrow. I was gonna get everybody together tonight. Anybody that wants to put on a new one or took off any, just let me know, and I'll have the list out tomorrow.
Okay.
When would you set that meeting? When would you?
Well, let's say who's on the committee tomorrow, call everybody.
I'll let you get the committee set up.
We'll get set up tomorrow, get the meeting done and get that meeting set up.
Okay.
So we're holding off on this for the time being.
Yeah, till we can look at some prices. Number 10, library board appointments. That's also consent agenda meeting.
Yes, I did not have any applications turned in this month, my knowledge, so Ms. Lance would be the recommendation.
I didn't hear. He said he didn't have any more turned in, so that Sharon Blue was the one that turned in the last one.
We got one application, Sharon Lou, Ducktown, Tennessee.
So, they're to ask. She could, you're okay with that?
I think she's been on the board before, she's a retired teacher.
Who is it?
Sharon Luke.
That one that turned in last.
Yeah, that was the only one I had. I just didn't have time to advertise it, so I didn't have any to turn in.
Boy, the people ain't knocking the door down for this, from what I'm gathering. So,
But
Motion approved.
Second.
Got a motion by Mudge, second by Kevin, any more discussion? Roll call.
Keith Parker.
Yes.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Danny Carver.
Yes.
Debbie Davis.
yes.
mush Davis.
Yes.
Christie Harden. Yes. Kelly Morgan.
Yes.
John Kipinger.
Yes.
Samantha Trent.
Yes.
Next is, Old Fort Legislative Fire Hall in September meeting. We got any word on that, Robbie, since last month?
yes, Eric has been working on that. I will contact him, to let him know the board's decision and, to let him work through and get that taken care of. It's been a matter of trying to find out exactly who is the legal entity. I know Greg will know better with the lower end because that was once a community services building. And there's only one of those that's still alive, and that gentleman says that he'll sign it over. But at the Greasy Creek, it's trying to figure out if and who is still alive that is the actual legal owner, even though some of the bills are getting paid. The community's taking care of that, but it's trying to get it figured out exactly who would be the one that would sign that paperwork. Eric has been working on it. Should have something next month if you don't get that completed.
Put that, on November meeting. I guess we'll put it on every month to get it resolved. It's kind of a slow process. Maybe we'll get that. All right.
I'll keep putting.
Number 12 is mine. I get as everybody is on the building committee, want to keep serving on the building committee. Can, y'all make me at South Polk School Monday evening about 6:30? What it is, me and the SRO talked about it, and I've had several parents ask about it too. I mean, it's kind of a big, sort of a big deal. Me and the SRO got talking about it, I was over there picking up grandkids the other day, and there is a already approved drawing from the fire marshal, and the schools apparently ain't got the money, and it should be minimal, but it was brought to my attention, and it does make sense. South Polk is the only school in the county that the cafeteria is just open when you walk in the front door, and this is a safety wall. I mean, God forbid we ever need it, but you don't want to not have it in there. But it's just so accessible from the front doors, and maybe we could look at helping with it. It shouldn't be a big expense, and I think it's very important if y'all can meet. And then if we can get something worked out, if we can get it figured out Monday and get it in the paper Monday week, and then if it all goes smooth, which nothing very rarely does, but we can do the bid award at the November meeting and maybe get it done during Christmas break. So if y'all can come down there.
During this meeting, can we get somebody from the school board to be there?
Yeah.
Answer questions as to why they get paid?
Yeah.
I agree with that, Danny.
So,
I think, didn't we talk was it last month that we talked, was it Steve there? We talked about the overall security of the schools. Didn't we talk about that last month, kind of mention that? So I think that there needs to be a conversation had straight across for all schools at some point in time. Whether, you know, and include all parties, the school board and everything.
so I'll tell anybody on the school board.
It's DJ
be
though.
there. Do what?
DJ though.
Who's that?
Joe.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know you meant DJ.
So we have music?
I'll get everybody on the school board to show up there Monday night too. And anybody else, you know, whether you're on the building committee or not, if you want to show up, just come on.
You said 5:30?
6:30.
Where'd you say,
Monday,
Monday?
6:30,
Yeah.
South Polk.
Yeah. And I figured Monday, and maybe, well, we can do it over Tuesday, because there's no way we can get the paper next Tuesday anyway, we'll have to wait Tuesday week, so what's better for everybody, Monday or Tuesday?
Tuesday would be better for me, folks.
What is Tuesday?
Tuesday's better.
Okay, well, this, about Tuesday, about 6:30, if that's okay.
Okay.
And thank y'all for entertaining it anyway for the time being.
Now, did you say the school was would be willing to help some on the money?
I don't know. I just, you know, we'll say what I'm the man.
Looks like it's a safety, it's
Say
a
what-
safety issue.
Yeah, I mean,
It's enforced in there.
Yeah, there
it's
should
a
be
very
like-
needed expense, and I agree with Danny, we need to finance it. But it definitely needs done, because it's just,
If it's a safety issue, they should be handling it.
when you walk in South Polk, you know, it's right, it's unique to the rest of the buildings. You walk in the front door, now that whole open cafeteria is, so. And I also think the sheriff might be looking into some grants, don't quote me on this, but the big thing now, a lot of schools are doing it, and this will be for every school in the county. Have y'all seen this bulletproof film they've got now? You put over the glass door, and that's being looked into for every school in the county now too, so.
I think it needs to be.
Oh, it's money well spent. I mean, you hope you never need it, but you sure don't wanna say, I wish we'd had it either. Kinda like homeowners insurance, you know, it's just, you hate paying it, but if you ever need it, like all you need it, so. Alright, so that's Tuesday at 6:30. Alright, 13 is also mine. It was an invitation for the regional, the second regional part of TDOT, everybody they classify that, for the supervisor to attend the meeting. He could not attend, probably lucky for him, but he did reach out to me today. He called me right before the meeting, and I think he has a letter that he sent Jackie. So maybe there is gonna be some kind of cooperation. I still don't agree with it taking 2 years and putting on the front page of Polk County News to get their attention, but nevertheless, we haven't got their attention. And, you got that letter? Yeah, can you read it, please? Or you want me to read it? This is from, Stuart McWhorter. Oh, that's economic community development. I get name signs on the catalog.
Where's Daniel?
This is from Daniel Oliver. He's the regional supervisor. In response to recent concerns regarding tree removals along US 411, State Route 33 in Polk County, TDOT would like to provide context and background on the situation. TDOT is authorized to maintain state-owned right-of-ways along the section of US 411. The right-of-way is generally 60 feet, 30 feet on each side of the center line. Any area beyond the right-of-way is considered private property, and maintenance in those areas is the responsibility of the property owner. AT&T also operates communication lines within a state right-of-way. Many of the trees within the right-of-way are located in close proximity to AT&T's aerial communication lines. AT&T is responsible for maintaining its infrastructure, including managing vegetation around its lines. These lines are sensitive, and any tree work near them must be conducted with great care. TDOT has previously coordinated with AT&T to remove trees that pose safety hazards. Recently, TDOT and AT&T reached an agreement allowing TDOT to remove additional trees near these lines. This work began last week. Some of the remaining work requires specialized equipment which must be mobilized to the area that's currently scheduled for the latter part of next week. Please note that TDOT is not authorized to remove trees located outside the state right-of-way. Over the past several years, TDOT has also hired contractors on multiple occasions to remove dead or leaning trees. This week, we are again soliciting bids from contractors to remove additional trees in 2 critical areas near Kerbo Hill and around mile marker number 8. TDOT remains committed to addressing safety concerns related to trees within the right-of-way. If you have questions or concerns, please contact TDOT District 29 Manager David Wagner. And it's got his email on here if anybody wants to see it. But I mean, I'm glad they're finally doing something, but I still ain't happy. It's been going on for 2 years. And it's funny, you know, it was on the front page of the Polk County News, and we made the comment, if anything happened after last month's meeting, TDOT was gonna be liable. You know, they finally make an attempt to do something, but it's been 2 years. And, you know, Polk County, we send lots of tax dollars per capita to Nashville. And, you know, this may be a $50,000 fix, you know, all for public safety, and you see them spending millions like in Hamilton County, doing new clover leaves or whatever. I'm glad they're doing it. I think they've overlooked Polk County too long on this issue, so maybe this is getting started in the right direction anyway. We'll see where it goes from here. Could be worse news, I guess. So we'll see what they do next week. Number 14, the public contract, county executive.
So this is for us to be able to put a flat 5% increase on our sanitation each and every year. For those of y'all that remember throughout the years, it was a CPI. Sometimes your CPI, well, not sometimes, your CPI can fluctuate when it comes to budgeting purposes. It's kind of hard to estimate if you're gonna have a 5, 7, 6.8, so this would make it a level 5. Whenever I had first started in this negotiation with the other representative we had, he insisted to go with the CPI instead of the flat rate. So whenever we got Monica with Republic, she asked if we had, or if I had any questions or concerns, and it was to be able to do this. This does not change anything else in the scope of our contract. If you as a committee wanted to approve it, it would just put it at a 5% every year, and that way we didn't have to wait on and see what a CPI was going to be, if it's going to be higher or lower for our budgeting purposes. So I'd just like to know if you all would accept it at that, and that way keep it, or we move it to a 5%. If not, we would just stay with the CPI, which can vary. It could be lower than 5%, but hardly ever is it lower than 5%. Your CPIs can be 8 or 9 if so chose with the economy, just to help budget.
How long's left on the Republic contract?
Runs through 2028, John.
2028. What's the current contract cost?
Right now we are at 27. I knew you'd ask me that. I want to think 26.42 a ton is what we're currently at. It's either 26.42 or 27.42. I can get you that number to know absolutely for sure. But like I said, it's not. You can't look back and say a 5%, because it might have been a 6.3 or a 7.1 or a 4.9, but this would make it a flat 5. Like I said, for budgeting purposes.
Make a motion to approve the 5%.
Second.
Motion by John Orr, second by Samantha. Any more discussion? Roll call.
Parker,
Yes.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Danny Carver,
Yes.
Debbie Davis.
Yes.
Mush Davis.
Yes.
Christie Harden.
Yes.
Kelly Morgan.
Yes.
John Pippinger.
Yes.
Samantha Trent.
Yes.
Next, number 15, ARP broadband ready grant. It's also,
So this is a grant that we have, another grant which we've achieved this year. Don't hold me to it. It's I'm gonna say between $140,000 and $160,000 that will come to the residents of Polk County for Chromebooks. If you notice, there's also a sign on the front of the senior center. But what this grant does is you don't have to be a certain age. So it's not limited to the older generation. It's not limited to the younger generation. And if I'm not mistaken, it's either 140 or 150 Chromebooks that will come to the county. One of the biggest questions I had, and I'm not being mean to the east side of the county, and I hope that everybody sees this way. I understand we have people from other states that come and enjoy our community center, but this is for the people of Polk County. So if you're a resident of another state, you should have had your officials there to try to go after something. So this will stay within Polk County. That's one of the things that I had asked for it to be, and it is 140 Chromebooks. With this grant, you'll be able to do this. You have to be a Polk County resident, and it is required for a 15-hour class. That's all you have to do, and you receive a Chromebook. So it's a pretty sweet deal to do 15 hours and to receive what you're going to receive. So if you know somebody that's willing to teach class, if you know people that are wanting, you can contact Vicki here, or you can also email the office or call the office, 423-338-4527. PolkCoexec@outlook.com. We'll get you on that list, and we figured the best way to do it is if we had 300 or 400 to apply for it, we'll draw them out of the hat and let those that are chosen be chosen to be this. So, thankful for that opportunity. I know there's gonna be a lot of people that'll get a lot of good use from a free Chromebook here in this county because of that. And that is a partnership with SET Triple AD, Southeast Inner City Development District, Aging Area and Disability. That's all I have, Bruce.
Number 16, library report. Ken, please.
Mr. Wood. I'd like to tell y'all a packet with programs and stuff we got going on right now. I ain't gonna go through all of it, but that top page I do want to hit on. We have free computer classes at the library. It's part of a grant that we get to where we can offer this. They're all one-on-one. It don't matter your expertise. If you're a beginner, intermediate, we have somebody there that can help you out if you're wanting to further your education or learning with computers. Over this first quarter of 25-26, we had over 6,500 visitors in our libraries, 2,759 at East Polk and 3,764 at West Polk. We've continued to offer a variety of programs for our community. These include book clubs, outreach partnerships with local animal rescue groups, adult craft nights, and this fall we'll be making homemade cards to send to our troops overseas. And later in the year, we'll be working on a yarn hanging craft. Story time continues at both libraries every Monday, and we've recently started a tween time as well. Looking ahead, we have several events planned. Spooky Story Time on October 27th at 17:30 at both libraries. In November, we're doing a financial literacy night for kids. Give them a little piggy bank and some change and teach them how to balance and manage money. And in December, we do a PJ Story Time. This past summer, our reading program was called Color Our World, which was centered on art. We held 47 programs and had over 534 attendees. Highlights included serving over 4,000 meals to children throughout the partnership with Wow on the Fly, an art show, a sewing demonstration from the UT Extension Office, and special guests at Storytime who introduced performance art and photography. And finally, both libraries received our top grants this year, which helps fund our one-on-one computer training sessions and partially supports our hotspots that we loan out to the community.
One other thing was, what it is library related, Tim and I have talked in the past about the Friends of the Library. They have talked to me, not at length, but they have talked about the building itself. I know in the past, that's how come the Friends of the Library was created, was because the county at that time didn't have or did not want to take on the building itself. I don't know how serious that they are, but it has been talked about, and so about the county looking to take over that building or to even look to purchasing the building from the Friends of the Library and making it a county building. They were wondering kind of what the commission had thought on that. I told them that I didn't speak with the commission. I'm not asking for a vote. I'm just asking if here in the next couple of days, if you just at least say yes or no. That way, if they're wanting to talk that talk, I don't waste my time if you all are not wanting to look to take that on. So just kind of let me know, shoot me a text message or any more other ways to communicate so I can continue that or drop it.
What kind of conditions, roof and stuff, and that,
I don't think there's much roofing issues.
The roof is good. There are a lot of maintenance issues, but more minor stuff. I know this past year, we dealt with a lot of HVAC issues. They replaced, I believe, two HVAC units, because there's a total of 4 or 5 for that whole building, because it's broken up. Because Sethra used to be a part of it, that was what their income.
it is, when you start looking at those.
And they don't have that income now, so they're not able to keep up with the maintenance on the building. I know many times we've had issues, and they go on for months, and I have kind of come to Robbie, and he'll problem help. because it's a county function that's going on in this building, and we're having to close early or close the doors because of a maintenance issue.
I don't know how many times, like Tim said, I don't know how many times over, water, toilets, and like Tim was saying, and I'm gonna give our maintenance man a plug, and I believe any and everybody that works in the courthouse will also say, attaboy, you know, for being the volunteer to go out and to be able to do things just to try to help the friends of the library because we're struggling at times. So it's just something there to think about, and if you just let me know if you want me to quit talking to them about it and keep it like it's going, or if they're serious about bringing the building in and the county taking that on.
I think we need to have a discussion, because it's hard enough to maintain the buildings we got, even though it is a county function that we need.
Well, I agree, yeah.
Maybe, well, Tuesday night, I don't make that a priority about the schools, but if we get done in time, then maybe the building committee can discuss that too.
It's fine. And like I said, I mean,
We'll set another building meeting for another night.
correct, and I'm not talking to all the individuals of the Friends of the Library, it's just been some of them that have just kind of kicked that idea around. And ultimately, I can't make that decision, it's up to you all as a body of commissioners.
We'll talk about that over Tuesday night, not to set another. Next is, the Highway 411 property, it's also county executive action.
This would be in a resolution form. This is for a piece of property on Highway 411 heading south in Benton. It's part of the old Watson's tract of land where the Watson's grocery store was. It's now Serve Pro, and then you have, or Serve Star, and then you have the Dollar General. There is 2.45 acres in the low spot where it comes down. Mr. Watson had contacted me approximately 6 weeks ago, wanting to look to give this to the county. So in our discussion and with what Eric had found, the only one major issue is the easements right of ways. There's a clause in there to hold harmless. We all know the county cannot do that. So I have contacted TDOT. TDOT said that it shouldn't be a problem at all, but it's filling out the paper to put a 50-foot easement right of way turn in off the US Highway 411. I also asked Mr. Watson what any strings, anything. He says if the county wants to sell this piece of property, the county can sell this piece of property. If the county wants to make a park, the county can make a park. There's no strings attached to this 2.45 acre lot. It would be resolution 10. Resolution accepting the donation and transfer of the 2.45 acre lot located at 6071 Highway 411, Tennessee. Highway 411 in Benton, Tennessee, identified by the Polk County Assessor of Property as 045-02A.23, and more particularly described in Exhibit A attached hereto and incorporated hence by reference by warranty deed from Emerald Street Partners, a Tennessee general partnership to Polk County, Tennessee, a political subdivision by the state of Tennessee, upon payment of all Polk County taxes and City of Benton real property taxes through the tax year 2025, and to authorize the county executive to sign any documents and perform all actions on behalf of the Polk County, Tennessee necessary to carry out this intent of this resolution. Whereas Emerald Street Partners, a Tennessee general partner, owns this 2.45 acre lot at 6071 Highway 411. Whereas Emerald Street Partners, a Tennessee general partnership, desires to donate and transfer the property to the county free and clear of all liens and without any contingencies, stipulations, or conditions. And whereas the county may retain the property or a portion thereof and use the property for any purpose the county desires. And whereas the county may sell the property or portion at any time, retain the proceeds from the sale thereof, and use the proceeds for any use or purpose that the county desires. Whereas the donation to transfer the property shall be a warranty deed from Emerald Street Partners, a Tennessee general partnership to Polk County, Tennessee, a political subdivision, state of Tennessee. And whereas Emerald Street Partners, a Tennessee general partnership, agrees and shall pay all Polk County,
Benton City real property taxes through tax year 2025 prior to the donation and the transfer of the property to the county. Whereas the county commission desires to accept the donation, the transfer of property by warranty deed upon payment by Emerald Street Partners to Tennessee General Partnership of all Polk County and City of Benton real taxes paid. Now therefore be it resolved, this legislative body assembled, that upon all the payment of Polk County and City of Benton real property tax through the tax year 2025, the donation and transfer of the 2.45 acre lot from 6071 Highway 411 identified as Polk County Assessor of Property as 045-028.23 and more particularly described in Exhibit A. That the county executive is authorized to sign any documents, perform all actions on behalf of Polk County necessarily to carry out the extent of this resolution. Be it further resolved that the resolution take effect from this after the passage in the public welfare requiring it on this, the 16th day of October, 2025.
Motion to approve 10/1/25.
Motion by John Orr, second by Samantha. Any more discussion? Roll call.
Steve Parker.
Yes.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Danny Carver.
Yes.
Debbie Davis.
Yes.
mush Davis.
Yes.
Chrissy Harden. Yes. Kelly Morgan.
Yes.
John Tipinger.
Yes.
Samantha Trent.
Next is forestry money fund, county executive action.
John Hoyt, did you have more of that? I think that's what you and Patricia.
I talked to Teresa on this. I'd recommend us to have a meeting, or at least look at this till next month. They've changed the way the forestry money's coming through, and there's a 25% roll. And there's only 2 places it can be used. Robbie, correct me if I'm wrong, it can either go to schools or the road department, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And the way we had it split up before, it was what, 207,000? And
That's
that's
what the
56 or something, 54?
30.
36.
36.
Okay, I thought there was 30 and then 12. All right, so I'd recommend us look at this till next month. She said she does not have to have it tonight.
I'm good with that.
What committee's looking at that?
Well, I don't know if you want to sign it to a committee or if you want everybody just to look at it and get a little more information,
Having a workshop then, or?
however you want to do it. Like I said, anybody wants us to look at it and make some calls on it or have a workshop, it's up to y'all.
Are they changing the formula?
Just talk about
Yeah,
it
the
during
formula's
commission meeting.
completely something new. It's a rolling, 25%
Like a
roll.
average or something, rolling average formula.
Yeah, which is, it's gonna be a whole lot less money. And Patricia even mentioned maybe taking the credit out of the fund altogether and just putting it all to the road or schools or both, depending on the split. Because it's gonna be so light.
Keith, would you like to have that
It's gonna
like
be light.
6:30?
I mean, you're gonna make 37,000.
Any and all documentation that Patricia provided?
That's
Something that was.
Copy, I was just
We can
thinking.
designate, no, we can designate two, then one they just want.
I'm open to pretty much.
You can understand. It's like we're having things, it used to be like two.
Yeah, a whole lot
Used to be
more
either one.
money than that, yeah.
Now, this ain't the
It's like
pill.
nothing.
We got her to.
This ain't the pill. Well, it is pill, but it's not.
Talking about having a workshop before the commission meeting,
Like 6:30 or,
Yeah.
how much time do you think we need?
6:30.
I would say do 6.
See,
6:30, that'd be fine, yeah, either one. Let's do 6:30, that way if there's something else, if we need to do it 6. But, and then what I was telling Keith is any and all information that we get, we'll email all that out to you. Or if you have any questions, feel free to call the office and see her formulas for what she does have. So she wasn't able to attend tonight, had a softball or basketball. One of her 3 kids had practice or a scrimmage, I do know that.
Everybody good on that?
6:30 before the meeting.
Yes, sir.
All right, we got number 19 taken care of already. Number 20 is a resolution for a historic development grant for the courthouse. County executive action.
Big resolution 10-2. Resolution of the Polk County Commission in support of a historic development grant for the restoration of Polk County
Benton, Tennessee is listed on the National Registry of Historic Places and remains a symbol of the county's civic and historical heritage. And whereas the court is no longer held there, the courthouse continues to house essential administrative offices and provide access to public records and service for the Polk County residents. And whereas the building is in urgent need of repairs, including window restoration, ADA compliant restroom upgrades, plumbing repairs, HVAC modernization, roof replacement, and ensured safety and accessibility a long-term function. And whereas restoration is significantly more cost-effective than constructing a new facility and will preserve the important part of Polk County's history for future generations. Now therefore be it resolved by this county commission. Polk County supports the application and agrees to the 10% match of the Historic Development Grant to restore and preserve the Polk County Courthouse. Section 2, this project is a physically responsible investment in county infrastructure, government operations, and historic preservation. Section 3, this resolution shall become effective immediately and upon the adoption of the public welfare requiring it on this, the 16th day of October 2025.
Motion to approve 10-25.
Motion by Samantha, second by Motion, any discussion?
Yeah, because I'm a little agitated, not for getting grant money, because I'm all for getting grant money, and anytime we have $500,000, we should go for it. What I'm agitated with is the fact that in 2023, we set up $1 million to make renovations such as this, and I have asked religiously for 2.5 years for a list of updates that needed to be done, and have yet to see the first list. I'm not the only one. You've asked Debbie for about roofs. Danny's asked. We just had this conversation 4 months ago. Still no list. So I'm a little agitated that we weren't even given the courtesy before it hit social media, since we're in such a safety issue with our employees. That makes us look like we're not doing our due diligence, because we had $1 million set back that we could have started something. So I don't like, no, Greg. I don't like how that was done. I'm not against the money by no means, and we can do the 10%, but how this was done was not done right from the commission standpoint. So I'm gonna say my piece on it, and I don't think that's right, because that makes us like we didn't ask for 2.5 years for a list. So.
Well, my take was on it here a couple of weeks ago, which Robbie has got his part started in about the jail, and and I hope that we can everybody get together, the jail and Robbie, the commission, and all that, to get that started underway. Then we all brought up the fact about we haven't heard any inspection done from the schools. Well, you know, my thing is, and we all know this, I mean, ain't just my thing. In 5-10 years, we're going to be here. Got to have another new school. The roof's leaking. We got mold. We got So you know, it's prevention. Prevention is what we've got to lean towards on these, especially these decent buildings that we've got now.
Yeah.
But you know, it is partially. It's my understanding when I said something about the school roof being inspected. Tell me if I'm wrong. I thought that the school had to ask for that they have to approve inspection on the roof. Is that correct, or is that not correct?
You're correct about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're not doing their due diligence either. So let's make that clear. We get the blame for everything, and it's county property. So it's going to be our responsibility to keep it up. But yet, nobody seems to be interested in checking to see what needs to be done till they can come to us and say, oh, we've got mold. We're going to have to tear out the whole roof, and here we go again. It irritates me. I'm sorry to be ugly about it, but it's very irritable. So our problem is, in my book, we're not working together.
Well, we don't work together.
Yeah.
Communication is
Yeah,
an issue.
and if the school is the one, on the schools, now, we've got it, started the ball rolling on the sheriff's department, on the jail. But on the schools, if they're the ones that has to ask to give us an inspection report to see where the roofs are at, they need to do it. So, anyway, that's all I've got to say about it, but
Well, my
anyway.
issue wasn't so much with the schools, but again,
Well, mine is,
I know,
you know.
I know, I
Well,
know. I've got
and
those
it's not
issues
for
with
the,
schools.
yeah, I get
but I'm
it.
just saying,
Yeah,
why were we not given a list?
yeah, I think it's been one of them things that we've had lack of communication on, like we just said, through everybody. We all need, I think we're learning piece by piece where we have messed up and not communicated, and I hope we start clearing that up, between us and our entities, you know. I think it's just, we've got to have more communication between everybody.
Well, I have
And-
communicated.
Yeah.
So I guess
Talk
why,
about this last meeting.
why did
This
we
was
not get a
brought up.
list?
Yeah, well,
It was all brought up last meeting because Monica stood up and said this was gonna be on our 3-star grant. So it was brought up.
I don't have an issue
I'm
with it.
sorry that you didn't get a list before we had to do it because we had only a certain amount of time to get this in so we can have our courthouse redone.
Well,
Because
I
it
realize
desperately
that.
needs it. I'm sorry you didn't get a list before this grant was over. But yes, we need to do it.
Well,
because
it just opened the 1st of October,
And it has to
and
be
we
done by
have to be
the
turned in
7th.
by the 7th, and that's fine. I don't have an issue with the grant. I
We
have
had
an
a
issue.
3-star meeting that you could have attended.
I don't have an issue with the grant. I have an issue with the fact that for 2.5 years, we've had $1 million set aside, and you did not produce a list when it was asked. We had the conversation 4 months ago when it came up on the ADA compliance. No list was produced. I don't have a problem with getting the grant. I have a problem with being derailed or whatever you want to talk about it, whatever you want to call it, by not producing a list that we set up 2.5 years ago, a fund specifically for. That's my issue. Don't have a problem with the grant,
Sorry you
once
didn't get a
again.
list. Can we do it?
So that's my issue, and I'm going to voice it, because this, to me, was done strictly political. Because if we cared about the integrity and the safety of the employees, we wouldn't have to wait 2.5 years to start the renovations.
You have every
End of
chance to
story.
bring it up at every meeting.
I have brought it up, Samantha, go back and watch the videos.
Okay.
So-
Don't be so aggressive, geez, the list.
Well, don't sit there and start trying to gaslight somebody.
I'm not gaslighting you,
You
but you're
are.
upset because you didn't get a
So,
list.
There we go. I said my piece. I'm not against the grant. I am against how it was done. And if this is the type of political stuff we're going to pull since it's election year, I'm going to call you out on it. End of story. Sorry, Greg.
Well, I think everybody makes a good point, but I don't see, it's just my opinion, I don't see it being political because the timing of the grant, I mean,
Well,
I don't
it is,
care how
because
much
if
pull
we
you
would have,
got.
if we would have started 2.5 years ago saying, okay, let's start getting bids for HVAC. We know
This
the windows
has
are
been
bad.
open with that 3-star grant, and no one has applied for it. So yes, when it come open, we did need it. I'm sorry that you think everything is political.
It
It's
is, Samantha,
insane.
I'm not stupid. So
God.
if we wanted to do something, we could have done it prior to.
Yes, we could have.
Okay, that's
Yes,
my,
we
that's
could
my
have. They could
point,
have applied
Samantha.
for it before now.
That's
Why
my
didn't
whole
they?
point. It just opened on this one, and every year we've done the 3-star grant. We've got the max that was allowed.
But not used for what we needed it to be used for.
I am not fighting what it's being used for. I'm fighting on how it was done. All I said was we could have started these renovations earlier, but it was ignored. End of story.
John, over the way.
The ADA meeting for December 5th that we announced a little earlier, anything that comes up at that meeting dealing with ADA, we put to the ADA group. But anything else that does come up at all, any complaints or improvement ideas, a list will be made, sent to the Buildings and Grounds Committee and the full commission.
Thank you.
Just because that'll be a public meeting.
Now, are
And
you
that way-
legally the chair of that now?
I am the ADA compliance.
Compliance, okay.
The chair, I'm not sure who the chair of that committee is, but it will go to them on the ADA only. Any other complaints or worries as far as structure, the windows, leaks, anything that doesn't fall under ADA
That's not
will
ADA,
come
it's
Yeah.
different.
to the committee and the commission. I'll make sure that on this.
Thank you.
Moving on, we got anything we need to suspend the rules on?
You gotta vote on this
You got
first.
this.
You gotta vote on this one first.
Hey, I got something,
That's strung, that was on me, I got strung out from home.
I got something for you. You were talking about all this renovation courthouse, what about, where we at on this courthouse up here at East Polk? Where we at?
Architect,
Where we at, dog?
So the last that I
Where it
heard,
was 4 years ago?
now we're a little farther along, but Chandler is waiting on, and Chandler has filed a motion about getting that cleared up from, is it Borough, Keith, is that correct? Is that the only? Only.
Don't have to be very close.
Correct.
On the old,
On the old, yes, sir. And then working to try to get everything as far as the legal documentation cleared up with the new. Last I talked to the meeting about doing the roads, but once that all does go forward, then we would be ready to get back with our architect, because it's like he said, we've had that point where we're sitting here and we've still not got that cleared up. So as soon as that all does get cleared up on the legal documentation, to my knowledge, we'd be ready to move right on in. We've also been working to get the 36 acres cleared, to get it turned over to the A&D board so they can work forward to moving and selling there. So that's all been worked on, and in the process, it's in the hands of the attorneys now.
I was surprised, what did the praise for?
all up together was 630.
Yeah, I knew it was over 6, that's good, I was surprised the praise was like.
As soon as it gets deeded to the ID board, we're ready for something.
What's the timeline on that, anybody know?
I don't know, like I said, that's just part of that process getting worked through. And I think that's some of the frustration through some of the commissioners over the years was that it just seemed like it was a stalemate.
That's pretty much what it's been. We're going on 3 years.
Been less.
Since we closed Uptown Courthouse. 3 years. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. With no progress.
Well, I haven't heard anything, I just wondered about.
Make the motion second.
Who made that motion on this?
On the grant.
Yes. On the grant.
We'll do the roll call on the
Yeah.
resolution.
Keith Parker,
Yes.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Danny Carver.
Yes.
Debbie Davis.
Yes.
mush Davis.
Yes.
Christie Harden. Yes. Kelly Morgan.
Yes.
Ron Kipinger.
Yes.
Samantha Trent.
Yes.
We got, anybody need to suspend the rules on?
Yes.
Make a motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
And what was this one? It'd be for this Economic Development Board and the, and the airport.
We'll vote on the motion to suspend the rules.
Keith Parker.
Yes.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Danny Carver.
Yes.
Debbie Davis.
Yes.
mush Davis.
Yes.
Christie Harden. Yes. Kelly Morgan.
Yes.
Ron Kipinger.
Yes.
Samantha Trent.
Yes. What do we do first?
Doesn't matter to me. With the airport, it would just be to continue the engineering with GRW. They are the current engineers in which we have had over the years working with the airport. And this is just the county commission accepting them in their proposal that they had the other day. There was about, what was it, John, what, 5?
There's five companies, 6 proposals.
What I'm trying to end. But GRW's been with us for years, and this is just to let them be able to continue on to go after any and all grant funding for our airport.
And that was the committee's recommendation, correct?
Correct, it comes to a committee's recommendation. I'm sorry, John.
Motion to approve to keep this GRW.
Second.
Motion by Samantha, second by Mudge, for discussion. Roll call.
Keith Parker.
Yes.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Danny Carver.
Yes.
Debbie Davis.
Yes.
mush Davis.
Yes.
Chrissy Harden. Yes. Kelly Morgan. John Peters.
Yes.
Samantha Trent.
So the next is the Department of Economic and Community Development. Y'all remember a couple of years ago, this is the food insecurities grant that came out. We've still been working through with that, trying to get everything done. This says on there, the received document, bid document, recommendation to award the above referenced project with the additional information provided on October the 3rd, 2025. ECD has reviewed the bid analysis, and it appears that it's to be satisfactory. Viewed indicates that Wheeler Materials in the amount of $102,428.44 is the apparent lowest bidder. Let this letter confirm that. And it also has a budget amendment attached to it, and that's budget amendment number 14. You do see that that does come in and out. So this will be a flow through once that money comes through. This does go to the Copper Basin crisis center. And the reason why is no other entity turned in this food insecurity grant in the county.
Robbie, did y'all ever determine if the actual vehicle of the truck was part of that grant or not? I know there was a little bit of discussion about that earlier.
We did contact them back today, but we did not get a definite end today. But that bid amount is there, and that is what this is appropriate for. So this will go to the crisis center in East Polk.
What do you need on it? You need a motion on,
The budget amendment?
Yes.
so just the budget amendment?
Yes, sir. Just so that trees have the
All right.
approval.
14.
I make a motion to approve 101 number 14.
Yeah, we could.
Second.
Motion by Samantha, second by Mudge. Any more discussion? Roll call.
Keith Parker.
Yes.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Danny Carver.
Yes.
Debbie Davis.
Yes.
mush Davis.
Yes.
Chrissy Harden. Yes. Kelly Morgan.
Yes.
John Peters.
Yes.
Samantha Trent.
All right, we'll take a 30-minute recess, and we'll come back to the second half of the agenda.
You're gonna be here by yourself.
He's out.
Motion to,
Second.
Anybody announcing the station? Go ahead, Ryan.
Yes, thank you very much. I have two quick things to say. One, I want to piggyback on what Debbie said, and maybe it's a question more than a comment, and who is in charge of the school buildings upkeep? People have said that we have buildings in Knoxville, UT, that's been there 100 years, and they're still running, and they're not rebuilding these buildings. So, I can tell that we have a maintenance program for our county buildings, and things are getting done. So maybe we need to look at that, who's doing it for the schools, before we, saddle our Polk County residents with $90 million worth of debt to build 3 schools. It just seems
Yeah.
like an awful lot to me as a property owner in Polk County. And the second thing I would like to say, last week or this week, there was this week, Monday, a legislative breakfast, and it was announced there that there's a rainy day fund the governor has open for fire departments for wildland firefighting gear. So maybe you could get some of this wildland firefighting gear and do a budget amendment and move lines and put some of that money towards fixing trucks.
Is it, can I do public comment now? Yeah, so Marty Centerfield, I live at 385 Main Street. I'm speaking as a citizen of Polk County and not as the fire chief. But what I do want to say is I respect everybody in this room. I respect the fact that you work hard to be good stewards of the money of this county. That's your job, and I appreciate it. I hear people talk about preventive maintenance, though, and how some of our buildings have gone into disrepair, and to be blunt, how our fire trucks have gone into disrepair. Fire trucks are a huge issue. Tonight, we brought before you a request for preventive maintenance on fire trucks. You've tabled it, you're going to look into it. I appreciate that, but understand we believe in preventive maintenance. Currently, Fire Station 2 looks better than it ever has. It's painted. It was done by the members of the department. Fire Station number 4 on Stansberry Mountain is painted. It was done by the members of the department. Fire Station number 5 on Grassy Creek is being painted next weekend. It will be done by the members of this department. Currently, members work on broken doors. We work on broken lights. We work on broken monitors. We do repairs to fire trucks. There's people in this room right here who have spent hours and hours doing small engine repair. When we come to you and tell you that something is outside of our skill set to fix, that's what it means. We have gone to West Polk. West Polk is one of the best fire departments I've ever seen, a volunteer fire department that's an ISO rating of 4, outstanding. The reality is they have 5 or 7 fire stations over there they're trying to maintain. With the loss of Steve Lofty, Keith Jensky's trying his darndest to keep that machine shop running and work on this. We have been to them and asked them to repair valves on these trucks, and they just didn't have the time. They did do one repair for us. It took 2.5 months because it was all they could do. I hope we can find somebody in this county that's willing to step up and do this maintenance at a reduced cost. But I just have to say, for the members of the fire department here, they're working hard. We do have people that are looking at that VFW grant for wildland gear. We will be applying for it. We're also fixing to apply for another Tennessee grant, and we're going to ask for money from that. We're in the process. 2 of us sat through a meeting the other night for grants on how to find money for the fire department. We knew we needed an electric fan, so we went out, we did a fundraiser, we raised money, and we're now going to purchase a $6,000 fan for one of the fire trucks. We didn't come to the commission for it. We went out and did a fundraiser and collected. We will cook hot dogs, we will cook pancakes, we will do whatever we can to do our share of this. But I just wanted to speak as a citizen and give credit to the volunteer fire department in Copper Basin and all the hard work they're doing, because sometimes they don't really feel like that's appreciated. And I just want y'all to know they're working hard, they're doing everything they can, but when they come before you with a request, it's because they've reached their limit. So thank you for your service, thank you for what you do for this community.
Thank you, Marty.
Hi, I'm Chris Rennie. I live at 254 Patchett Lane in Turtletown. And I heard you guys today, you talked about safety, whether it was at the courthouse or the police officers. They got new vests, right? How much was that? $38,000. We asked for a small amount of money. Now, I've been a fireman for over 35 years. I did it at a paid department, and now I do it here in Copper Hill as a volunteer. My goodness of my heart. But when you guys sit up there and say, well, we can't give you the money to put oil in the trucks, let's say, and, you know, we want you to fix your stuff, fix it yourself or whatever. That doesn't sit good with me, because I've given my whole life to doing this, to helping other people, and all we're asking for is a small amount of money to keep our trucks running and keep me safe. If I go out to your grandmother's house or your next door neighbor's house and I hit the brakes and they don't stop and I run into a tree and die, who's going to come talk to my wife? How's she going to feel?
Well, one, nobody said you wasn't getting the money. We're gonna look, see if there's any savings. 2, every year at budget time, we fund it for.
I understand that, but when we come to a point like we are now where all these trucks have failed, okay? If this was in any other department, like a paid department, those trucks, and it doesn't matter if it's paid or not, but those trucks need repaired by certified people. I mean, we just can't do all the work ourselves, okay? We just can't. If we fix it, then we're liable, right? If you guys don't help us get what we need, then we feel, what am I doing? Why am I doing it? Because I'm putting my life at risk if I get in that truck tonight and run a call and something breaks because we took it to Polk, and I'm not downing them over on the other side, but there's specific companies that fix specific problems with fire trucks. That tanker out there, people die in tankers all the time. If the brakes quit working, it's a disaster. Why are we putting firemen at risk, but you'll pay for vests, which I agree 100%. They need them. It's a safety issue. Well, our trucks are a safety issue, and we need that help from you, just like you gave them help. We need the same thing, because when this place flooded, I spent a lot of time down there redoing that floor, taking care of this building, doing everything. Now, I didn't have to do that. That's on me, right? And that's on the guys that work, that come in here for free and do this. We're here to help, but you guys got to help us. It's that simple. Because if you don't, we can't do it all. We just can't. And all these trucks that can't draft, let's just think about that for 1 second. So if we got 5 out of 6 trucks that cannot pull water out of a pond, that means we have to go to a hydrant. How many hydrants are around here in this area? Not a lot. So if we run out, excuse me, are you paying attention, or do you don't care what I have to say? I'm looking right to you, yes. You're kind of like, oh my gosh.
My damn choice, I know where the hell I went to.
Okay, that's fine.
Get the hell out of here.
I don't have to get out of here. I'm a public.
Talk to me that way. Do what? You can go with him then.
Listen.
Yeah. Well, you have him moved out of the meeting. Well, I didn't do nothing, sitting up there listening.
Just think, you're coming up for re-election soon, and none of y'all care about nothing.
Thanks for your help, man. I really appreciate it.
But if I get killed out there, I'm coming after y'all.
My family will sue you, I promise that.
And I'm not done with this.
Is that a threat?
No, my family will come after you for suit.
All right.
Ain't it the right?
I'll be waiting on it.
300
Lakeview Drive in
Turtletown. Hold on 1
Okay,
minute.
yep, good.
Because Greg's done got pissed off, and so I'm gonna kind of use my loud mouth so everybody can hear it. We appreciate, y'all don't understand how much that all of us appreciates our fire departments. There's no word for it. You do exactly what that man said. Your life is on the line. We know that. But we also have to, and nobody said that the money wouldn't be given. But we have to check when there's money that comes up. We can't just say, yep, you got it. Because then the next one that comes up, it's going to be, well, you give it to them without checking any prices. We've got to answer to everybody. The citizens, each department, each fire department, we've got to answer to all of them. And I'm sorry that, he got so upset about thinking that we're not, I'm listening to every word. And I appreciate, I live below the mountains, but it don't matter. We're Polk County. And we appreciate it. But just give us a little time here to get grouped together and get us talk to these. And if there's something that West Polk can do for East Polk in a cheaper fashion, and then you all get it inspected so it passes, then I think we would be okay on a legality issue.
All we said was gonna see if we can find it cheaper, save a little money. We do that with everything.
I think he was speaking from, obviously he was passionate about what we're doing. We're on it day in, day out. We're working on this stuff.
Yeah.
And we appreciate what you've done, by the way. If you guys have been here long enough, you knew what the department was like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. It was an embarrassment. And the volunteers take a ton of pride in what we do here. And we do feel supported, by the way. But we do, I think what the issue has come up is we've hit a wall at this point where we've done all we could on this.
Right, there's no doubt about it.
We have taken all the volunteer hours, we have taken all the expertise that we have, and we have mechanics, we have electrical people, and we've done everything we could do. And that's, I think his frustration is coming from, I don't think he felt like you guys were hearing, we don't come to you capriciously. We're coming to you saying, hey, we've done all we could.
You've done
from
all
our
you
end.
got.
And we have a great relationship with West Polk Fire Department. That's a great department. We work with them. We do mutual calls back and forth. So we appreciate what you guys do. And we understand the process behind generating.
And I'm sorry that he felt the way that he did, But we care. I'm telling you, we care.
We know.
And we're going to do everything that we can do to help everybody. But it's just, you know, like I said, when we give money to one, the next one's in line. And then the next one's going to say, well, you didn't question them. They just told you how much and you give it to them. And then they not really be questioning whether you do or not, you know. So it's just, I mean, it's hard. It's hard, but you know, but I don't want anybody to ever think, because if my house is on fire and I've got a kid in it, I'd love to know I've got a firefighter coming that knows what he's doing. And I appreciate it. It's the same way with our law enforcement, with our ambulance. You know, you don't want to call your CPA when your husband or kid's laying there dying. You're praying you're going to get a paramedic that knows what the devil they're doing. And it's the same way with a firefighter, you know. So it's just, you know, like I said, I think everybody's just temperament has just kind of got a little out of control with the way we were coming across, maybe not as caring as what he thought. But we do care. And I think even Greg, will you back me up on that, Greg? That we care?
Oh, yeah, I mean, we give you everything you've ever asked for.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, you know.
I mean, we got a process we gotta go through too.
Right,
You know?
so, you know.
Like the people in question, they're passionate, they put their heart and soul, and they put a lot of hours into it. And when you come from a paid fire department and you look at what paid firefighters, A, what they're making to do the job, and B, a paid firefighter would never be asked to go do maintenance on a fire truck. The sheriff's office aren't required to do oil changes on their cars, I don't think. The reality is when you come from a paid fire department, and we have the oldest equipment, we have the oldest supplies, we have the oldest trucks, and these gentlemen that were in here wanted to fix it, and so they're passionate. And I was hoping-
Well, they've worked for places that had money, had the right equipment, and I get it. It's hard.
They care to the point that it bothers me.
Keith's gonna say something.
Okay.
Y'all made reference to the bulletproof vest for the sheriff's department. Those went out to bid.
Yeah.
That's right. I have no problem with that, and he has no problem with it. I think the thing is just to understand, the ones that you see are getting passionate.
Well,
I deal with these people.
they just didn't just show up here and say, we need $38,000 for vests. That went out to bid.
I
Through RFP, we got one bid, and we give it to them because that's the bid we got.
I do appreciate
And I
that.
feel like, just to make an example here, it's a little bit suspect that the one company that's gonna do work on these trucks are the ones that said these parts failed.
Well,
So if we're gonna spend that kind of money, we're gonna look for cheaper options.
yes, sir. I completely get it.
I think it's just good business for the committee to look at it.
Just
See what we can do.
for your knowledge, there's another company called Bracket. We went to them, they're 7 months behind, and their prices were higher when we went to them. This other company, Brindle Mountain, is a newer company in the area, and they're available.
And that's something that, excuse me, but that is something that if you could get that on paper, so we've got that to show also that, hey, we didn't just take their word, that you see what I'm saying? It goes right back to that.
The challenge is all of these companies are from out of state.
Yeah,
So the
but,
only way they'll come in is to do an evaluation.
yeah,
such as
it costs
Polk
money.
does,
Yeah.
And then they give us their opinion. We can bring in.
Well,
other
you could
companies,
probably,
but we have to
could
pay
you not
them
get like a ballpark figure on, like, say, what it costs to build valve type A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or something like that, to where you've got something, an estimation?
Well,
It would be nice for us to have a comparison.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And some of the people.
And it might not be done.
They
I'm-
spent months putting
Yeah.
these things together.
Right.
On every one of these trucks, volunteers had to go stand by with them while they looked at them. You had to bring the trucks to them. And they've put 2 months into getting that list together.
Yeah.
And so look, one thing I can say about Copper Basin Fire Department is they care. They care to the bottom of their hearts. They care to the point that they're willing to get loud and angry. And I'm not saying that's right, but they care. This is not a bunch of people that they don't care about what they do.
No, I get it.
And
Passionate
I know
makes,
you're the
I'm the same way.
So
Yeah.
I just thank you for your patience. I thank you for your service, and just understand that, I as the fire chief, when I get in a room with 30 or 40 of them, folks, I hear it too. I really do. I mean, only get beat up a time or two because they are trying. But, thank you, I appreciate it, and I appreciate your consideration on all the talk.
Thank you.
Meeting adjourned, right?
Second.
First, second, third, fourth.
I don't know if that's good.